Welcome back, everybody, back in the video. Today we're talking about Lady of the Scales, my first day impressions of this character. I will say this character, oh man. So let's get into it. Let's go look at Arena real quick. So now in terms of RTA, she's definitely broken. I don't know if her S1 is bugged right now, but from what I've seen, when her fear lands, especially if you do the AoE fear, they don't break out of it. Unless that's really crazy RNG, or it's just bugged her S1 that it's 100% chance they can't break out of it, right? So let's go look at Arena. So Arena, the meta has shifted. It is just like Boss Arunka and Renok type of situation where the entire meta has basically shifted. Now you do see a lot of Lady of the Scales inside defenses. People have been testing stuff out. Again, I like this. We're all testing different stuff out, funny enough. But of course, if people see the top three, usually they copy that, right? And then others copy it, and etc, etc. That's usually how it's been going ever since Arena's been a thing, right? It's literally been like that for the longest time. So now, Lady of the Scales is pretty popular now, right? The only time I don't see Lady of the Scales is I'm assuming the person didn't pull Lady of the Scales because she is just so insane. She is just so insane, right? So again, the meta has changed quite a bit. In terms of cleave, a lot of stuff has died out because of this unit, and then some stuff has come in. Again, I'm still currently testing right now as we do speak, so bear with me in terms of the cleave type of video, because I gotta test. I've been testing it out. I'm literally limit testing, so bear with me. I'm still trying to figure out some stuff. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard with this character existing, right? But again, as you see while we do scroll down, you basically see a lot of Lady of Scales. And I will say, you do see a lot of Yuha. Yuha actually pretty good. I like this. I like her EE. She was already good before because of Summer Hua Young. But Yuha EE paired with the Lady of Scales is very, very good. Now, Yuha EE, I'm very happy about it, right? The extra damage reflection actually kind of good, and that S3 reset is pretty good. That's why you do see a lot of Yuha here. So, and especially if you pair that with Lady of the Scales, Renok is kind of useless. For my testing, Renok is useless into Lady of the Scales because of that 70% damagement. That 70% damagement is like insane. It's actually disgusting. I will say you could Renok like this, my defense of BBK, Meru, Harseti, Yuha. You can, because honestly there's literally no damage here, so if you literally bring like Young Senya and Renok, you could definitely do that. Right? Just keep that in mind. But in terms of like a team without Harseti, like number 6 for example, while not only do they have Lady of Scales, 70% mid, they also have FCZ, which basically just nullifies Renok even more. Even at that, Taco. Again, another situation where Renok is kind of yikes. That 70% mint, I tried it out earlier, I think versus... It was a para team. It was like a para Lady of Scales. I don't know the other 2 units, but they were very squishy. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because guess what happened? Nothing happened. I did absolutely piss damage. It was horrendous. So again, a lot of stuff has fallen out. A lot of stuff is kind of gone in terms of cleave. So again, I will be updating the Arena tier list later on. Again, I'm still in the progress of working out some cleave comps. But again, it's not really going to be your traditional cleave. So, let's go look at this Lady of Scales unit, right? So if you are still debating on this character, if she is worth summoning or not, trust me, you want this character. Honestly, if you can get 2 of these characters, even better. Even better, right? Because this character, you can either do a slow build for Harseti, or you could do a fast build, just run her like 280, 300, however fast you want to run your Lady of the Scales. I have run into a 320-something Lady of the Scales because they were literally the exact same percentage as me. It was kind of crazy. I was like, bro, what? I mean, I was sped, but still, that's kind of crazy. But then again, she does have a 117 base speed, which is kind of fast. It's literally a mid EE. It's literally a mid pre-EE speed, right? So, quick little rundown of the character, right? 70% damage here, offering to the unit in the front. Basically, that 70% mint is game breaking. Now, if I see BBK in her front, it's really whatever. it don't matter. You take Veronica and you're pretty set to go. But you do need to use like some type of Fire Litica stuff. But if I see a Yoha, you have to play around that. You have to play around that. And I will say the MVP of me fighting this character from today is going to be the Summer Hwa-Young's artifact. Now, I'm beating myself up because I'm pretty sure I had two and I got rid of it. Or I'm pretty sure I didn't buy one from the Dutch shop. I don't really remember. But if I had two of these, this would be absolutely perfect. Having one of them kind of makes it rough because I can only really rely on one DPS cleave inside my, obviously, cleave. Right, again, I've been testing some stuff out. It's perfectly fine at plus 15. I'm being honest right here. Well, yes, at plus 15, anything not plus 30, it's not 100% chance to proc. It's still good enough. Trust me, it's still good enough compared to just not having this at all. All right, the ignoring damage share. I was waiting for a time for this artifact to actually be OP, and here it is. This artifact is literally gonna be quite insane. Quite insane. And again, it sucks I did not get a second one. I was not thinking I was going to need a second one. But, I was not expecting a unit like this, right? So, also the other problem with Lady of Scales trying to fight her and cleave her and all that is if you don't outspeed her with Luna, she will just literally copy your combat readiness push. And it's basically, that's it. Alright, let's say you Luna, Briar Witch, BBK, and all that. And let's say you are somehow slower than this unit. You might as well pack it up. She has a 20% CR push. She has push as well. Like, it's very, it ain't pretty. But of course, if your Luna goes first, that is very, very good. So even a more incentive right now to go pick up Luna from the coin shop. But again, keep in mind, 117 base speed is nothing to really scoff at. And if they pair her like Lady of Scales with, like, let's say Renock or somebody else that's really, really fast, and you lose to that speed race, it's over. I don't see how you win that. That 50% CR push she does get from whatever you are getting, and the 70% damage mitt, it's just so insane. Her S3, I'm gonna be honest, her S3 is kind of whatever. From all my fighting Lady of Scales, I don't really care about this S3. The abundance, I don't really notice it. That's just because, honestly, the way the fight usually goes is that abundance is whatever for me, right? Because honestly, if you do see a Lady of Scales, you more than likely have to turn to this. Alright, if you ain't cleaving this, which is kind of hard to do already as is, because there's not that many units that ignore damage share, you have to turn to this. And honestly, turn toing this, it's really easy. You can definitely turn to this, no problem whatsoever. K-Run is so good. I've seen a lot of, like, actually, funny enough, I've seen a lot of DDR. I've seen a lot of weird stuff in my logs, and it's completely understandable, right? Because sometimes, with Lady of Scales, I don't see that much damage. And guess what? If you're fighting a Lady of the Scales and Renock in some weird situation, guess what? You could bring your own Lady of the Scales, you could bring in FCC, and those two characters just literally nullify any Renock type of situation, if there is a fast type of defense. Now, like Tenebria, Lady of Scales, same situation. You can just turn to that. Because those two characters are already it sounds like a lot of damage, but honestly, it's not that much damage. Especially if you do take in like Rowana. It basically nullifies. I have been seeing Snitchu use basically a Lionheart Sermia Rowana type of offense, and it still works perfectly fine. I've tried my Sermia. It works fine, but of course I just don't like turn 2 nor slow comping. I do like K-Run because K-Run's actually quicker than Sermia in my opinion from my testing. Maybe just get a gear gap at that point. But yeah, overall, first day impressions of this character, disgusting. Disgusting. She's killed Cleave quite a bit. A lot of Cleave stuff has died. So I'm basically resorting to some wonky stuff currently as we do speak. But other than that though, that is the first day impressions of Lady of the Scales. I know a lot of people have been struggling versus this character, but honestly, if you see a Lady of the Scales, you're just gonna have to turn to it. You're gonna have to turn to it until we do get more ignored damage share units. And if you have the Summer Hwa-Young artifact, then it's a little bit different. You can actually go Cleave. But if you don't have that, and if you don't have the speed gear, it's probably a little bit sus. I'm just saying that right now. I'm gonna be uploading some you know, some cleaves technically-ish versus Lady of the Scales. But of course, it does rely heavily on me having speed. So just be careful with that, right? But other than that, though, thank you for watching the video. Hope you have a good day. And let me know down below how you guys feeling about Lady of the Scales since we actually have her now and can actually play with her. But other than that, though, peace out.